This is one thing you want to avoid doing if somebody attempts to kidnap your toddler, and three things you can do to deter a kidnapping of your kids. Don't grab your kid. I know this sounds contradictory, and I get it. I'm going to get a lot of fathers who are going to say, I'll beat this guy to a pulp. This guy's not going to see another day, or he's going to meet my 9 mil. Dads, I agree with you. I share this exact same sentiment. I'm just as angry. However, let's look at this realistically. Where were you when this attack happened? Where was I? Where was the protector of this family when that happened? We were nowhere near them. So let's get rid of that machismo mentality and look at the facts of this. Now, whether you're a bystander or a parent, I'm going to give you tips on what to do here. As a failing new father, this is scary because somebody attempted a kidnapping on a kid with a parent present in broad daylight. So what do? I'm going to share some safety tips, and then the self-defense tip is really, really important. I'm going to leave that till the end because that's super, super important. But the safety tips are just as vital. As a bystander, no one can coerce you or make you feel guilty for not helping. I get it. You don't have to because there are risks associated. I myself now, I ask myself, should I help or shouldn't I? When I was a police officer and we attended multiple scenes where there was domestic violence or just a crime, things got turned against us as cops because here you are trying to help, people are trying to hurt each other, you separate them, and then it all gets turned back at you. Same thing happens in the streets, folks. Sadly, that's what the world has come to. So nobody's going to blame you, nobody's going to judge you. As a parent, these are the safety tips you want to follow. Firstly, be mindful of the exits and entrances. Why? Especially when there's a parking lot. This is when you're most vulnerable because as you're leaving or as you're entering, you're not focused on your kid, you're focused on the task at hand, the task at either getting to what you need to do or leaving. When you're leaving, your hands are usually pretty full. You've got your purse, you've got your phone, and you've probably got some bags, and you instructed the kid to stay close to you. You are so vulnerable. Remember, the kidnappers don't work as an individual. There will always be a driver and a grabber. So all this guy's to do is grab your kid, throw him in the car, and they're gone. That's how quick it happens. Next one is people say they should always be within reach and in your sight. Easier said than done, but I'm going to really break this down for you. And they say, people are saying a second away. Folks, it's less than a second. They need to be less than a second of your reach. Reason being, watch this. I'm going to count to three. 1, 2, 3. That's 3 seconds. 1 second is a very long time. The average person can probably take 4 to 5 steps running in 1 second. So think about it. By the time somebody's grabbed your kid and they've run and they're 4 or 5 steps away and you decide to run, they're going to be 10 steps ahead of you, and they're gone. So they have to be less than 1 second within your reach, okay, and not at your fingertips, folks. Fingertips, it's the person that your kid is not within your reach. They need to be within grabbing reach. Within reach and in your sight is literally right by you. Next, people ask, what do I look out for? Who do I look out for? What does a kidnapper look like? You can go to as many courses and watch as many social media videos as you can. Folks, you will never be prepared. Why? Because these guys are trained. They do this all the time. Yes, they're going to wear a hoodie. They're going to wear sunglasses. They're going to have a beard. He's going to wear a hat. Look around you. How many of those people are dressed very similar? And how do you determine which one's going to grab your kid? So, folks, in a public setting, you just need to be hyper vigilant. Public setting where there's a lot of people inside a mall, just be vigilant. Follow the first two points that I mentioned to you. You're in a parking lot. Make sure your kid is right with you and that you're not distracted. Especially if you're holding up your phone and you're walking with your phone, your kid gets grabbed. You never want the reason for your kid being grabbed was because you were so busy on your phone. And now for the self-defense stuff, folks, highly, highly important. What did this mom do when the guy grabbed the kid? Her first and natural response, I use the term natural response, was to grab the kid. Folks, let's avoid doing that. Think about it. When another kid grabs another kid's teddy bear, what happens? The kid goes for the teddy bear and says it's mine, and they've got this tug of war going. Very rare do you see another kid grab that kid by the scruff of his shirt, pull him down, and then pull the teddy bear back. Very rare. It's the odd ones who do, and I like those. Um, Folks, I'm going to put another picture in your head. Any any kid from 1 month old all the way up to 8 years, 9 or even 10 years. How strong are their limbs? How strong are their joints? How developed are their joints? And here you have a fully grown adult who's aggressively grabbed a kid, and you grab a limb because that's what the kid's reaching out for, is reaching out for the mom or whatever's flailing around. You grab a leg and you're playing tug of war with this kid. This guy gets away with that kid. You haven't just lost a kid. Immediately, your kid is suffering with an injury. So, this is what you're going to do. Somebody grabs your kid, and you need to be mentally prepared for this. You need to play the what if game. If this happens, this is exactly what I'm going to do. Forget about your cell phone, forget about your bag. You're going to stop the vehicle that is moving your kid, and the vehicle is that kidnapper. You're going to grab him by the legs, whether you wrap your legs around them, right, and your hands around the upper body. You grab them, you bite, scream, pinch, bite, you eye gouge, squeeze their trachea. You do not let that guy go. You do not let them move. You make it as uncomfortable as you can for them. Okay, you grab him as tight like a monkey on a tree during a hurricane. You do not let go, folks. If you grab your kid and you're playing tug of war with your kid with this guy, remember this guy is prepared for it. He's wearing the right shoes. He's a lot stronger. You may be wearing sandals, high heels, whether you're wearing running shoes or not. You do not have the power against a man, especially if you're a female. You do not have power against a man whose his intention is to take this kid. If you slip and fall, your kid is gone. Just go back to applying the second tip. If they're not within your reach, they're gone. Right? By the time you get up, he's going to be 30 steps away from you, and you will not be able to catch up to him. So you hold on to this guy. You do not let go at all. Don't think that punching is going to work. Ladies, when was the last time you learned to punch with a hammer fist at close range? It's going to do nothing to him. So if you haven't trained for it, don't do it. Okay? He's going to try and assault you, but he doesn't have the same strength he does if his legs were free and his body was free to throw those punches. Now he has to contend with a child that's kicking and a raging mother or a raging parent who will not let him go. And hopefully a good Samaritan comes and helps you out. Or hopefully he just drops your kid, runs, and that's the end of it. It is going to be traumatic, but trust me, this is what you need to do. You do not have the strength to hold on to your kid. You're going to grab him by the hands. You're going to fall, right? You're going to hurt the kid. You can grab him by the clothing. You're going to lose grip. I cannot make it any simpler than that. I cannot be more straightforward. This is just plain facts on how to protect your child. But as I said earlier on, he went for the mom because he assumes the mom's weaker. So ladies, you need to train. Dads, fathers, you need to train as well. Help the moms, get them into a program where they can get some proper true self-defense training, or even practice it with them. Practice. Let the wife grab onto your legs and see what you can do. Have them wrap an arm, right? One arm around the neck while this guy's holding a kid. You won't believe the amount of strength a mother needs to do something like this. But prior to the strength is you need to know what the reaction is when that happens. Because remember, action will always beat reaction. They're going to grab the kid, run. Mom's going to be left way behind. So hopefully that helps. And I'm not trying to paint a dark story here, but there you go. It happened.